From the John C. Hench Production Arts Studios in Peoria, Illinois, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Kayla Neitz and Dawn McClure. News with Stephen Gothald and Danielle Kamsky. And the Midstate reporting team. Sports with Brent Drovalis. Jalen Cook is on the beat. Shane Z. Fryer takes us about town. Get real with Haley Fichter. Let's eat with Brandon Johnson. Jackie Myers is in the spotlight. Street Team with Ricky Hendon. Megan Casey about crew. And State of the Arts with Brooke James. And now, from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine. Take it away, kids.
All right, welcome to Midstate Magazine. I'm Don McClure.
And I'm Haley Fichter. Thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, thank you, Haley, for filling in for Kayla. Welcome to the show. You know, you get to host with us.
Glad to be here.
Nice.
Special guest.
I'm glad to have you here. Well, we originally kick it off just talking about some general things, but first I wanted to point out a Miami Dolphins NFL player, Jonathan. His last name slips me, but has left the team, not left the team, but he missed the game to go be with his family because he was being bullied.
I heard about that,
Yes, and so basically what I want to ask you is, how do you feel about bullying? Because for this to affect grown adults, and this happens all the time in schools, you know, give us your take on bullying.
I think it's something that often gets overlooked. I mean, especially like you said, if it's getting to the adult level and in the NFL, I think it's definitely something that gets overlooked, and in schools especially. I think it's something that gets kind of pushed under the carpet generally.
Exactly.
And that doesn't get brought to the forefront, but it can really affect lives.
And that's what we're seeing here with this guy. You know, it was seen as practical jokes, but he didn't take it as a joke, and so he had to remove himself from the environment. But for young children, they don't know how to do that. So what would you recommend for them?
I'd recommend, like, parents, I think, is a good way to start. Like, parents, talking to their kids, if they're feeling uncomfortable or parents are seeing signs of things, I think they can talk to them.
All right. Well, thank you for that advice. And this week, Peoria has a lot going on.
Let's check in with the news team and see what they have for us.
Good evening, I'm Stephen Gothals.
And I'm Danielle Kamsky. Now let's take a look at the news.
Governor Pat Quinn signed a bill earlier this year that may allow illegal U.S. immigrants to obtain a state driver's license as early as December of this year. Secretary of State Jesse White said legislators intend to have a pilot program at 4 state driver service facilities before rolling out the full implementation of the law by January. The licenses will not be valid as identification for activities such as boarding a plane, voting, or purchasing a firearm. Those in support of the bill say that the law will improve safety by ensuring more drivers have insurance and know the rules of the road.
One Chillicothe Girl Scout troop is reminding residents across the community to engage in random acts of kindness by placing magic wands at various locations. These wands serve as visual reminders to participate in the movement. Once you are done with your 3 acts of kindness, you can take the wand with you and place it in a different location. The Girl Scouts urge participants to post pictures of their acts of kindness to their Facebook page, facebook.com/magicwandsinchillicothe.com.
Galesburg Middle School students will commence practicing for an active shooter drill by the first week of November. Local authorities and fire personnel will team up with school officials to put on the drill. Students will take part by playing roles of victims. However, no simulated gunfire will be used to recreate a scenario as to not disrupt classrooms. Letters to inform the parents of this activity will be sent out by next week. Bradley University's speech team is #1 in the country.
But it's not all about winning. Justin Restaino has the story.
Hi, I'm at Bradley University in the Global Communication Center, home of the most successful traveling speech team in the country. However, this weekend is not about them. Every year, Bradley University hosts the largest speech tournament of the season.
Yeah, the tournament this weekend is the L.E. Norton Invitational. It's a speech tournament, and we have about 500 competitors coming from across the country to campus to compete in a variety of speech events.
The Norton is a big deal on the team. On the second day of competition, the Bradley students dress up in costume,
Every year we have a theme to the tournament. So my freshman year it was the Norton of Oz, and we dressed up like Wizard of Oz characters. And last year it was the Norton Games, like the Hunger Games. And this year it's the Wonderful World of Norton, like the Wonderful World of Disney.
When not in class, students are working on the decorations for the tournament.
Well, right now we're working on creating the decorations for the judges' lounge, which is where all the judges come in between rounds to have lunch, and it's going to look like Alice in Wonderland. But all over the tournament we'll have different type things. We've got lanterns from the movie Tangled. We're going to build the Disney Castle, and there's the Enchanted Forest. We're basically just going to try to go all out with making it look like you are in a crafty version of Disney World.
Director of Forensics Ken Young was unable to be contacted for an interview. However, in an email correspondence, he said that this tournament is all about giving back to the community. So get back to you.
Thanks, Justin. Now here's Brent with sports.
Thanks, Danielle. Bradley soccer has proven to be very impressive this year. Spencer Shelton has a story.
Bradley University soccer has racked up an impressive resume as of late. I talked to head coach Jim DeRose about the team.
Games, wins at UConn when they were #1 in the country, and Northwestern when they were #3, I believe. And so it's been one of those years where we've been tested on the road, and we've taken our lumps for sure too. But right now, I think the guys with a veteran team are pretty aware of what they need to do, and they've done a good job with it.
Upperclassmen Jason Kuhn and Zach Kovakovic talked about the keys to their success.
We definitely learned from those experiences that we needed to definitely impose ourselves on teams right from the get-go. It's important to play with a little chip on your shoulder because we did beat the #1 team, we did beat the #3 team, but at the same time we can't take teams for granted, So I think one thing that we definitely learned over the past couple of games is that we need to definitely impose ourselves in the first 10-15 minutes and then set the tone of the game so that the other team knows that we're in control of what happens tonight.
Don't come out and be afraid. If you come out and be afraid, then they were just going to hand it to us. And then we just really had a game plan, imposed ourselves, and got the early one thanks to this guy in the first 5 minutes, and then just kind of defended from there on out.
The season's changing, the leaves are falling, and for the Bradley University soccer team, they hope the wins keep on coming. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Spencer Shelton.
Thanks, Spencer. Today's collegiate athletes are doing more than just focusing on their respective sports. Illinois State's Paul DeJong and Danielle Schumacher were honored as the school's top scholar athletes. DeJong, a baseball player, and Schumacher, a swimmer, were rewarded by the school for their outstanding academic performance. DeJong, who maintained a 4.0 GPA during the fall semester of 2012, didn't just receive recognition from the school. He was also presented with the Academic Excellence Award by the Missouri Valley Conference Commissioner. Well, that's it for sports. Back to you, Danielle.
Thanks, Brent. You better think twice the next time you go to rub a pregnant mother's belly. For one Pennsylvania man, the situation got out of hand, literally. He was charged with harassment after allegedly rubbing a pregnant woman's belly several times without permission. One lawyer says any time there is touching involved without consent, someone could be charged. But this may be the first time the harassment law has been applied to belly rubbing.
Did you hear that, Brent? You got to resist the urge.
It's strong, but I'll try and hold back next time.
Resist.
Well, that's it for the news. I'm Brent Travalis.
I'm Stephen Gothals.
And I'm Dale Hayimski. Have a great night and join us next week.
Thanks, news team. All right, so what's going on in the world of entertainment?
Did you hear about the Cannonball Run that just happened?
Okay, what's going on with that?
Okay, so the Cannonball Run is where someone drives from, it's like a challenge, a race. You have to drive from New York to LA on the highway, on roads or whatever, and try and get the best time.
Okay.
So this guy, and I can't remember his name, but he just beat it. He made it from New York to LA in like 28 hours and 50 minutes.
Wow, and did he ever get pulled over by police?
No. And the crazy fact about that is he got up to 158 miles an hour.
On the highway or streets as well?
Yeah, and never got pulled over once.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the previous record before 28 hours was like 31 hours or something like that. So he beat it by quite a bit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
Also, I want to quick ask, what did you do how was your Halloween?
It was great. I had a great time. I dressed up as a penguin. How about you?
Oh, okay. For myself, last week we hosted a little thing and I just came and dressed up as Robin Thicke and Miley Cyrus, that whole thing.
Okay.
So yeah, but it wasn't too bad, even though it did rain a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. Also, George W. Bush took his granddaughter to the White House trick-or-treating as Obama handed out candy and they had the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty cool thing, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
putting differences aside, I'll just say that, you know. So Halloween turned out pretty good for everybody.
Halloween was a good year this year.
All right, well, new music is always a great way to pep up the day.
Let's check in with Jalen to see what he has for us.
Hey, I'm Jalen Cook, and this is On The Beat. The man who brought Sexy back in 2006 is back to do it again with the 2020 Experience 2 of 2, which is still standing strong on the charts after being released on September 27th. Justin Timberlake returned to music after taking a hiatus in order to focus on his acting career. While I did enjoy seeing JT do his thing in The Social Network and Friends with Benefits, it was nice to see him come back to his roots as a singer-songwriter. The 2020 Experience 2 of 2, which is the second half of the original 2020 Experience that was released earlier this year, has its moments, but it doesn't quite live up to the momentum that was put in place by its predecessor. The album features the singles Take Back the Night and TKO, both of which are great songs on their own. The rest of the album, however, it doesn't exactly rank with JT's best efforts in the past. The production value is fantastic and engaging, but the lyrical content doesn't give us anything new or different. Most of these tracks sound like rehashes of songs he recorded back in 2006. The album is also a bit too long at times, reaching its peak with the 11-minute Not a Bad Thing. Despite those facts, the 2020 Experience 2 of 2 is still a very engaging and welcome return for Justin Timberlake. It may not open a whole lot of fresh material, but it will satisfy many of the JT faithfuls across the world. Until next time, for On The Beat, I'm Jalen Cook.
Thank you, Jalen. So that was pretty cool with the music and everything.
Definitely.
Also, we wanted to send a quick shout out to the local cop who was killed. A car basically ran into him on the freeway while he was doing his job and killed him and his dog, and he was only 29 years old.
So tragic.
Yes, you know, and so when you use such a young life, and you know, everybody, it's just a sad moment, you know. So. And
the dog to go with him. That's canine dogs. Those are great animals.
Well-trained dog, and they have been a team for 5 years, they said.
Okay, wow.
So yeah, so the dog was great, you know, and a lot of people love dogs. How do you feel about dogs as well?
I love dogs. I have 2 at home, little Lhasa Apsos. They're little things, but I love them to death. Do you have a dog?
I do not have a dog.
Are you not a dog lover?
No, I love dogs. I just don't have a dog at this moment right now. I do love dogs though, yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite kind of dog?
I do want to, what are those? Big Great Danes, you know. Also coming up though, there's something like saving the dogs happening around here or something like that, right?
Yeah, the Guardian Angels, I believe. They work about like saving basset hounds and finding homes for them.
Okay, that's pretty cool, yeah.
So that's in the local community. I'm a big basset hound fan as well. I like the smaller dogs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, there are many great organizations helping the community.
But one group is making a difference for our four-legged friends as well.
Once in a while we're so, me and my humans, we go on a great adventure. We're all going to the water. The people all gather around just to hear that basset sound. On a great adventure, we're all going to the water.
Guardian Angel Basset Rescue would not exist. Just plain couldn't be here without an army of dedicated volunteers. The call of the hush puppies in need is irresistible to those who come to the rescue with open hearts, getting back nothing more than absolute love from the funny, furry animals. Gina Lacosto is right in the center between abandonment and a happy forever home.
My title is Foster Home Coordinator and Adoption Coordinator. And basically what you do is you monitor all the foster homes where all your dogs are taken to. So that can be anywhere from 10 to 15 homes. I have the Indiana, Chicagoland area. And then what I also do is I fill applications. When applications come into Emmy, she distributes them to the coordinators, and we go through them. We take a look at them, go through them, call the people, interview them, and then we call their vets if they have animals to make sure they've kept their dogs and cats up to date on shots and heartworm preventative. And then we start talking about dogs at that point to them, what they're looking for in a dog, in a basset hound.
Gina's main concern is matching up the needs of the dog with the lifestyle of the people. The goal is to ensure that the pet is truly going to a good forever home.
I try to, look at their lifestyle, like how many hours a day they're gone. Are there children involved? Are there grandchildren involved? How active is the family going to be? How active is the house going to be when I place a dog? I try to take into consideration, because some Bassets aren't as good with kids as others. Some senior Bassets just want a quiet home. My dog, I have an 8-year-old, and she's better just with me. She's fine with other dogs, but to an event like this, she would be overwhelmed. So it just depends. I try to take a look at the dog as much and talk to my foster homes as much as possible to get the best description of the dog.
Some people look at the Basset as a lovable but kind of dumb critter. Not true at all.
I think there is a reputation out there that, they're dumb and they're lazy, and the lazy, they're just all couch potatoes. That's not true either. We get plenty of young Bassets that, like to run around and have fun and go to dog parks and yards, and then we have others that, yes, as they get older, they are probably more couch potatoes. But I think that, is highly overrated about them being couch potatoes. They're not. They're loving, sweet dogs.
Volunteering takes dedication and a whole lot of time. Those who do it get paid in a very special way.
Finding good homes, it's so rewarding when you see them come in versus when they leave our rescue. Some of them can come in very sick, and we're able to, with the great vets we have and the great clinics that we use, we're able to get them back on their feet. And just see a day like today where you have so many people here that want to see these dogs and want to adopt them, and just to see them go to finally a home where they're loved and taken care of.
If your life needs a lift, a positive attitude adjustment, give the Hush Puppies some time. Join Guardian Angel Basset Rescue today.
Guardian Angel Rescue looks like a fantastic organization, and I'm glad I got to see that. That was amazing right there. Yes.
Those dogs look great.
Yes.
Don, speaking of, bullying earlier in the segment, taking Halloween costumes too far is often, I think, something that comes up big around this time and can cause a lot of controversy.
Right.
Did you hear about Julianne Hough, her costume?
That she went out and did some blackface or as a black character, and with that, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because this it's taken very seriously, and with all the the stereotypes and the stigma that comes along with it, and when people go into things like that or do that representation, they don't realize, because Halloween is taken so lightly, they send out a message to not only young students or kids, but older people as well. And it's just disrespectful, and there is no tolerance for it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think sometimes it's Halloween and it's fun, and so you can have the freedom to do what you want, but sometimes it's taken too far.
Right.
People don't think things through before they...
And I know she sent out an apology for, but sometimes you just got to think things through before you do it. Yeah. So the celebrity world is always giving us a buzz.
It always is. Let's see what Jackie has this week within the Spotlight.
I'm Jackie Myers, and this is In the Spotlight. Has Julianne Hough jeopardized her title as America's sweetheart? When attending a Halloween party in Beverly Hills on October 25th, the star's costume choice was a bit controversial. Trying to portray a character named Suzanne Crazy Eyes Warren from the new hit series Orange is the New Black, Hough wore an orange jumpsuit, ID tag, darkened her hair and eyebrows, and also put on dark makeup to achieve her character's look. As she stirred up drama in the media, the ballroom dancer, singer, and actress then publicly apologized. She said the costume was not meant to be disrespectful and that she is a fan of the show. Miley Cyrus has been a celeb who just can't seem to stay out of the tabloids lately, but is this her younger sister trying to take her thunder? In recent news, Miley's 13-year-old sister was seen last Thursday around in Toluca Lake, California, behind the wheel of a Fiat 500. She wasn't alone, though, as her father, Billy Ray Cyrus, sat beside her with a big grin on his face. In the state of California, the law clearly states you must be 15 and a half to get your learner's permit. Although a state law was broken by Billy Ray and his daughter that day, they weren't ticketed because an officer wasn't there to witness the occurrence. What is worse than getting in a car accident? Being a celebrity getting in a crash and having witnesses at the scene as well. David Beckham was involved in a car accident outside of his home in Beverly Hills Friday. Witnesses explained that the soccer player was pulling out of his driveway in a black Range Rover Sport with his 14-year-old son, Brooklyn. The soccer star backed into a white SUV. A police officer said the accident sounded serious, so they went to see what happened. The front fender was dragging on the ground, making scraping noises on the pavement. Thank goodness no one was hurt, but in the end, Beckham was at fault by backing out without having a clear right-of-way. For In the Spotlight, I'm Jackie Myers.
Thank you, Jackie, for the Hollywood update.
All right, so yeah, that's a lot going on in the entertainment. But
Yeah.
you know, let's talk about kids and what we want to be when we were growing up in music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the marching band in high school.
Okay.
And I really liked it, and I was also in choir. So it was, I think, a little bit of my dream goal to like go big with that. But didn't really work out so well for me.
Okay, well, marching band kind of thing going on. OSU?
Ohio State, yes. Did you see their recent, performances?
I did.
2 weeks ago, they did a whole Michael Jackson set on field.
Yes.
Where they formed into Michael Jackson and like moonwalked across the field.
I definitely saw it.
Yeah.
The feet literally, so they formed the feet, the legs and everything,
Yeah.
and you literally just watched it slide
And
back
with the
and forth.
flag, they had like the white glove.
Right, it was amazing.
I wonder how much practice goes into that. How many hours they spend
I'm sure.
working all of that out.
I always said if I went to school in down south or something like that, because
Sure.
marching bands are huge down there and it's a big part of the culture.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to do it because I was also in band when I was in middle school. I played
Yeah.
the saxophone and the drums.
All right.
So, I know
Little
my way a little
musician
while. So we'll see, but Brooke always has something interesting going on in her corner.
Let's check in to see what State of the Arts has this week.
Hello, and welcome to State of the Arts. I'm your host, Brooke James. Today in studio, I have local artist Chris Tarpley. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
So you're an artist. What exactly do you play / sing / do?
Well, here in Peoria, I'm originally from Pekin, but I moved to Peoria probably about 4 years ago, and been playing piano and singing probably, for a good portion of my life. But just, part-time musician, do some gigs and things, and then, work for the Peoria Park District and things.
Okay, what do you do at the Park District?
I work with kids with behavior issues and things, more down with the west side, kind of tutor them, and then, kind of be a role model and things for them. But it's, it's a rewarding job. It's a good time, so.
Yeah.
But also, I made the semi-pro basketball team here for Peoria.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know, right? You would have thought. No, I'm like 30 years old now. But no, it's called the Midwest Flames, and we're going to be playing at Woodruff High School, and hopefully, if we have a great season with the ABA, it might go to Bradley Coliseum next year. So.
Wow.
So we're kind of hoping for that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it might be right near you guys. So.
Perfect. So you said you started with piano. When did the songwriting come in? That's kind of a big jump.
Yeah, you're right. I would say I was in my last year of school at Eureka. I went to ICC and then I went to Eureka and just kind of feeling something different. Maybe not ready to teach yet. Maybe I was immature in some ways, but I started it kind of just hit me, and I feel it's a testimony. I put my faith in God and things, and I feel like it's one of those things that He's kind of molded, and it's just I got to keep working. So yeah, it's something that drives me. I think everybody has to have a hobby or something like a passion in life. So.
And you're willing to share that passion with us today?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. What are you gonna sing?
Well, this is a new song that I wrote probably about 6-7 months ago. It's called "It's Time to Fold."
Okay, perfect.
All
Yeah.
right.
If you'll give us a little taste.
No worries.
And you're playing a gig. You play gigs.
Yes, Sky
correct?
Harbor Fridays.
Sky Harbor Fridays, 7 to 10, I heard?
7 to 10, I think.
7 to 10.
Most times.
Most times, okay.
Keep on talking till the point is made. Do you understand? Get ready for the plan. Pop that pill. Any questions, just raise your hand. It's time to make a stand. And this game's gone crazy. It's time to fall. Put your faith and trust, all He'll make you bold. That's what I'm told. them control you, honey. Just let her breathe. Why choose the world, Playboy Bunny? There's a lot that you don't see. There's got to be a better place for me where I can go to find the flow to life. Life's relationship always tip, don't get in a fight and always lose that sight. And this game gone crazy, it's time to fall. Put your faith in trust, all he'll make you bold. That's what I'm told. Don't let him control you, honey. Just let her breathe. Why choose the world, Playboy Bunny? There's a lot that you don't see.
Thank you for that performance, Chris. And thank you for watching. That's all the time we have for State of the Arts. I'm your host, Brooke Janes.
All right, thank you, Brooke. You know, I was in here kind of grooving with him. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was
I loved
extremely
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Also, I just wanted to slide in there real quick before we wrap up. People need to be aware, as far as the Affordable Care Act, that if there's just talk that it might get pushed back, and if so, insurance plans may go up if it gets pushed back to 2015. So people be aware of that. Be conscious and just keep your eyes open and try to stay informed.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that lately.
Yeah.
A lot of talk. Well, I guess we'll see what the consensus is soon.
Right, because this is just a continuous thing that just keeps going back and forth, and you never know, you know. But let's, wrap up. We had a great show today. I'm glad you could join us.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad it could be a little guest appearance.
Yes.
Here.
Also, we don't get to, as one of our members of the Midstate family,
yes, the family,
let our viewers know something about yourself.
Definitely.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to just rapid questions. Favorite color?
Pink.
Okay, and what are you graduating in?
I'm a PR major.
PR major.
Public relations, yes.
And how did you like hosting today?
I loved it. You were a great co-host with me, Don. I loved it.
Thank you.
Good conversation is always delightful.
Okay,
so.
And favorite moment on the show?
Favorite moment on the show? I don't know. I guess just working with everyone and kind of before the camera comes on, it's like, oh my gosh, and go. Yeah, it's a great team here.
It's definitely spontaneous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming to join with me. And that's all the time we have this week for Midstate Magazine. I'm Don McClure.
And I'm Haley Fichter. Have a great night and join us next week.